Hey, this is your favorite YouTube guy, Chris Palmer, and I'm going to do a two-part thing on how Social Security is screwing the people that need it out of their money. And I mean, I have documentation on it. My first hearing that I had was right here. Here's the paperwork for it, and you can look, and it says fully favorable decision. And then all of a sudden, a couple months later, I get this one, which says notice of decision unfavorable. Now, their doctors are the ones that gave me a fully favorable decision because of all my joint surgeries and the way my peripheral vision goes away and the brain aneurysm I have and stuff like that. That's why I get stuck on words when I'm doing these videos, and I try to do it to the best of my abilities. But now that we appealed once again, and now we're having to go to a civil court thing, and they're trying to take the money they've been giving me for 4 years away from me. And there was another woman, she had a brain aneurysm and stuff like I do, and they took hers away after they gave it to her for 12 years. And all it is it's where they're borrowing money out of the Social Security fund and putting it in other places and not paying it back. So all our money we're paying in is going to other places. It's going to defense. It's going to build Nancy Pelosi a new house. It's going to Chuck Schumer's new apartment. It's going to AOC so she can have an apartment in Washington, D.C. because she can't even afford one down there. And that really pisses me off. And the Social Security Administration is a joke. They tried to say that the judge that gave me the fully favorable decision was biased. And I don't know this woman from Adam. There's no way she could be biased toward me because, I mean, she don't know me. So, it don't make no sense. And this is the second part of it. We got Joe Biden. He's in office. He's wanting to go door to door for COVID shots and stuff. And the COVID epidemic has went way down. I mean, I've not known anybody to have COVID in a long time. And I just noticed, I was looking through my videos earlier, and I noticed that YouTube has took down my my video about how YouTube is stripping our First Amendment rights and, you know, being able to speak freely on our platform. So, I don't understand why they took that away. And then they took another one down that I quoted the Secretary of Defense saying they were foreign interference in the election thing. I mean, this come from their mouths. It wasn't coming from me. It was a quote from someone else. So, I mean, after me saying this, I don't know how long this video will be on. So, like it and share it as much as possible. And with Joe Biden and he's stumbling through everything he says, and when he's asked a serious question, he laughs like some insane old man. And they're really getting nervous because of the Arizona audit. They had a Senate hearing, and it said they had found several anomalies. I mean, it gave a bunch of numbers of invalid votes and all kinds of stuff like that. So I don't really know exactly how many. I don't have the sheet in front of me because I didn't write it down. But they were a bunch of them. So, I mean, I can understand the Democrats getting nervous and trying to push their agenda now. But the thing about it is, even if it turned out that all this election stuff was true and the election was a bad election, even if it was true and it got turned around, they would be rioting in the streets. I mean, the left would burn Seattle down again, burn their courthouses down again, and you don't hear, I mean, they say mostly peaceful protest. When I see people's buildings and their stores and their livelihood getting burned down, I don't call that mostly peaceful protest. I call that a straight out riot. And the store owners should take up arms and defend their property. And I think one of them did and actually shot a looter, and he actually got put in jail for it, which boggles my mind since you're allowed to protect your own property. And I don't understand the way they're going about it. It's just like the couple in Missouri. They were defending their property, and Antifa or Black Lives Matters, one of the two, kicked down the gate, went into their property, and they armed themselves to deter violence against them, and they got the guns took away from them and a misdemeanor slap on the wrist, which they should have not got nothing. And Black Lives Matter, it disturbed me pretty good when the leader of Black Lives Matters said that Cuba was the best example of a ethnically diverse country, a communist country where they are where they are protesting against all the bad treatment, the bad civil rights that they don't have down there. And they tried to say that, and it makes me laugh. And you know that America has its good and its bad points. I mean, we've had, and it's just like with any other country though. I mean, yeah, we had slavery and stuff like that, but I mean, we're beyond that now. I mean, we conquered the Indians, moved them off their land, put them in reservations and stuff like that. And I'm part Cherokee, and I don't, none of my family in the eastern band of Cherokees has ever said anything about getting reparations over it. We're just too proud of people to do it. But when you pay into the government and you get injured that where you can't work and stuff, you expect your disability, especially when their doctors are the ones that said it, for you to get it. And when I got that fully favorable decision, I was ecstatic. I was like, great, I've got it, it's good, everything's good. And then some bureaucrat in Washington decides I don't need it. And then another bureaucrat in Washington decides, I don't need it. No, no. And see, it's these people that's never been hurt or injured bad enough in their life that they can't work. I would much rather go out and work. I was working at C-Ray, and I was making about $1,400 a week, and I went from making $1,400 a week or $1,600 a week between there to making $1,750 a month, and that made me lose my house, my car, everything. I had to move back in with my parents. I mean, it was insane, and it was because the doctors said I could not work, and they will not hire me when it is on your medical records that you have a brain aneurysm, because it could pop and you could die just any time. It's like a ticking time bomb. But I'm getting off subject. I need to get back to Joe Biden. He's made several press conferences, and he goes up here and he touches his nose and stuff, which means that he's aggravated and stuff, and then he starts moving his hands again, which gets him back into his safe space. And he's said it several times, I'm going to get in trouble with them. And who is them? Who is them that he talks about? Who is they? Who is more powerful than the president that he's going to get in trouble for? That's what I want to know. And I know it's not Kamala Harris. I mean, she can't even find the right town to go to in Texas to do her border visit. And he goes to the G7 summit and talks all this mad crap about Putin, but then when he gets face to face with him, it's a whole different story. I mean, everybody was saying that Trump was, tight with Russia, but Biden is, and his son, and all of them were tight with China, which Russia is not our enemy. I don't care how much you see on the news it going on about Russia this and Russia that. China is our enemy. I mean, they are planning to take over Taiwan, another country, just because they say it belongs to them. You can't do that. And Japan has done went on alert, saying that they will defend the Philippines and the United States. And we need Russia to go back so it'll be the G8 summit again. So Russia back in there. We need Russia in there. They are a world power, and we need to consolidate the world powers. That way that no other country is going to invade any other country, because they know they have to fight the whole of the world superpowers. That's what we need to do. But everybody has tried to beat it into their head, Russia's our enemy, Russia's our enemy. No, they're not. They could give a shit less about what we do over here in the United States. And it's China that's stealing our technology, hacking into our stuff, and doing stuff like that, and printing fake money and everything like that, and sending it over here. So, but I'm gonna wrap it up, but just think about Biden. He's all the time pointing the finger at Russia, but he's not doing it with China, his buddies. I mean, sure, he's put some sanctions on them and stuff like that, because he has to, because his son worked for him for so many years, and they think, well, he'll go easy on him, so we'll put a few sanctions on him. That way it's, it shows that we're being tough on him. But just watch Biden, watch the audit that's going on. And I mean, right now it's in Maricopa County, and pretty soon it's going to be in Pittsburgh, Georgia, and a bunch of other states are doing the audits on there. So if you would, just, watch the audit shows and see what the results and stuff are, and be sure to have an open mind about all of it. I mean, the BLM movement, they should be a terrorist group, because they don't help any black people. It's almost like they're against black people. And Antifa, they are trying to silence people's First Amendments by yelling over top of them, or hitting them with bike locks, or hitting them with sticks, or whatever they might be doing. But the one that screams the loudest, that's fascism right there. You're supposed to sit down and have a mutual conversation. Even if you don't agree with what I'm telling you, that's fine. But then you're going to tell me what you believe, and if I don't believe you, that's fine too. So, on that note, let's sit back, let's watch what's going on. I'm going to start giving more reports, like daily reports on what I can find and what I can dig up and stuff like that. And I just want to know, the main question is I want to know is, who is them that Biden's going to get in trouble with? Or they won't let me answer this question. I want to know who they are. Who is more powerful than the President of the United States? And I want to know why he's got a list of people, of reporters that he calls on, instead of just calling on anybody like President Trump did. So, that's the questions I want answered. And if any of you's out here in YouTube land know any of the answers, please hit me up in the comments and stuff, and I'll type you back. I mean, we'll get over and we'll text back and forth to each other and try to figure this crap out. But this is Chris Palmer signing off, and I will see you. I'll probably see you tomorrow.